Hello, dear host. I already see that we have a couple of people in the room. It is one more time a pleasure to be here. I hope the room where I'm at is not too loud. I am actually at an Airbnb event with the New York City and the City Council, but I did not want to stop you guys. I did not want to change our webinar. I'm trying to get into the chat and I'm not seeing any active chat. Let me just see in settings here. Message display. Enable chat. Okay. Hello. Post. I am trying to see if anybody can see the room. Hi, I have about 60 people already here, and I'm trying to see if anybody can hear me or see me. Lou, if you can, oh my God, this just got really loud where I'm at. I'm hoping that you guys are okay here and not. All right, I'm seeing something in the room going on. I'm still not able to see the chat. Oh, okay. All right. So, hey, here we go. Now you're going to start seeing something. Hello, everybody. So, oh, look, we have somebody from Alaska. Hello, Barbara from Alaska. Hi, Wendy from New York City. Are you not here at our event at the New York City Council? You see behind me, it's a bunch of Airbnb hosts and Airbnb event that is happening here in New York. Hello. We have David Lewis. I know we have, you can hear me, but not see me. Can you see me now? I see me. Oh, are you able to see me now? Because I would love to be able to see. Okay, so I just removed the slides and hopefully you're able to see me. I am, so the room is full of hosts, all New Yorkers and all trying to speak here at the council. It's a little crazy. I muted my second screen. Ooh, I hope your picture is a little bit better than what I'm seeing on my iPad because the iPad looks bad. All right. Okay, so guys, I am going to start this webinar right now. Right now we have over 60 people already in the room, so we could just start because we have a lot to cover and I don't have a lot of time. I might be testifying today at the City Council. They might call me, they might not, who knows. It's really, I hope that whatever's going on legally in your country and or your state, it's a lot better than what's going on here in New York because it is bad. Hi, Irvin. And Sue and Christy and Steven, thank you so much for joining me. Like I've said before, this is not an Airbnb sponsor event. This is an Evelyn Badia sponsor event, and it is my pleasure to always be here for you guys. Please confirm that, and they just could not do it, and I cannot really tell them to shut up. I want to, but I can't. So I'm going to do this webinar again as an encore next week, just because of the logistics of what happened today. Unfortunately, the City Council moved this meeting from, it was going to be yesterday, then they moved it to Wednesday, and then yesterday it got moved to today. And you guys were already registered, and I did not want to cancel you again, and or reschedule everything because it is a very important topic. So let's start. It's 2:03, so it's time to start. So I'm going to start with the presentation. So this is dealing with a difficult Airbnb guest, as we said before. And let me get onto that screen. So, and we are presenting to everybody. All right, I'm screen sharing with you guys. All right, so let's talk about it. A little bit about me. I found Airbnb in 2010 when the economy collapsed. Airbnb was there for me, and that was when my home came out and was born, which is Eveland. Yes, my house has a name. So in 2012, I started speaking. That's me with Brian Chesky, one of the founders of Airbnb, and I started speaking on behalf of Airbnb and the sharing economy. And just like today here at the City Council, I believe in the sharing economy. Airbnb saved my home, like I've stated in before, and therefore I've always take pleasure in coming up and speaking on behalf of Airbnb and all of us hosts. And then in 2014, I started the consultation of wanting to provide a little bit of my knowledge and what I've known for the last 5 years of hosting. It has been a great roller coaster of a ride. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to talk about it. Oh, cannot see but can hear. Well, what you can see right now is basically the presentation. I hope you can see it. Yep, if you could hear me fine, if you can see the presentation, it should be there. All right, so we're going to talk about how do you deal with a difficult Airbnb guest when they inquire, sometimes when they skip in and they're at home, or when you review them. All right, so we have a little three-part here about this, and we're going to talk about how to deal with the difficult Airbnb guest. I'm going to say one more time my disclaimer. This is not an Airbnb sponsored event, my dear friends, okay? So we are here in inquiry. So you receive an inquiry from a guest, and it is just one sentence. It's just space available. And sometimes you say, like, why isn't he saying a little bit more? Why can't they tell me some more information? And don't they see my schedule? My calendar is there. So why are they telling me, it's just space available? All right. Do not think that this is a bad guest. This is not a difficult guest. This is probably a newbie that doesn't know any better. So just ask them and engage them into your conversation. Ask them some questions about their trip. Ask them their name. Why do they want to come to your country? Tell them that, yes, your space is available. So hopefully all of that will work out. So they could become a really good guest in the future. Now, sometimes then you get an inquiry that's a little bit more words, but they are too many red flags. So the red flags are: we're coming for a bachelor party. We're quiet, nice fellows. Your place says 4 max, but there will be 6 of us. And don't worry, some could sleep on the floor. We're just gonna listen to some music and celebrate. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? I am here. I'm saying that you cannot hear me. No audio and video. I'm sorry. I'm stopping the presentation because people are saying that they cannot see me or hear me. No, Luis, the city council did not get me. I'm sorry. It's a buffering. Oh my God. I am so sorry that this is happening. I am trying to really be here for you guys, and I'm going in and out. Chris was there. Streaming keeps getting frozen. Dito, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what to do about it. Just refresh your screen and hopefully it will catch up to me. So yeah, no, the city council did not get me. Hello guys, can you hear me? Image is not frozen. I'm here and I see you guys.
What do you think?
I'm doing a webinar. It's okay. Okay, great. Thank you guys. So we're back, it seems. Okay, so you can hear me now and you can see you. Okay, so you can see the presentation and see me and hear me. All right. So I'm gonna go back to one screen before it where I was saying the too many red flags. I am so sorry, guys. I am at a bar, an Airbnb space that they rented for the day. Of course, it is the time that everybody came out for lunch, and they're here. Oh, the bachelor party. Okay, so we're coming to the bachelor party. We're quite nice fellows. The place is 4 max, but there will be 6 of us. We're just gonna go listen to some music. Guys, say no. This is a bad guest happening, a bad review happening. This is a party that's gonna happen in your house. They did not read your space. They did not follow your rules, and already say no to them. Okay. Now, if they ask you to book without Airbnb, all right, they tell you, hey, can you give me a discount? Can you give me a booking? Can you get off site? I'll give you more money or whatever else. Stop it and contact Airbnb. You flag that request. That is not a good request. That's trouble. Not only will you not be protected by Airbnb, but also those guests are going to be one of the most demanding guests you've ever had in your house. That's what they do. So just know that that's what the guest that asks you for a discount or asks you for to go offsite will be a bigger pain than anything else. All right. So now what happens if you already have a guest at home and it becomes a difficult guest? Sort of like they bring an unwelcome guest. We know the puppy's cute and adorable and we want the puppy, but you have a no pets policy and they bring you a dog. You could tell them, I'm sorry, but I do not accept pets. I do not allow them, especially a puppy, and not allow them in your house because they did not read it and they're not allowed to come in and bring additional guests that they were not welcome. This is up to you. It is your house, are your rules. I mean, what happens if you have a guest that instead of having a vacation, they're having a staycation in your house and they're not moving from their couch and you work from home? And yes, Kimberly, I'm going to redo this event. This is crazy, and I'm hoping that people can at least get a little bit of value of what's going on. Because I worked really hard on this presentation. You have some people that take over your space; they're space invaders, and you have others that are rule breakers. You have a no smoking, and they just break your rules. Communicate with your guests. Tell them, look, I'm sorry, but these are my house rules. The beauty of Airbnb and having people in your place is that you are forced to create boundaries in your life. If I mean, for me, it was really hard sometimes to tell my guests that's acceptable, that's not acceptable. So Airbnb has made me be very clear about my boundaries and what I allow in my house and what I don't allow in my house. Okay. So have clear house rules. This is huge. Have really clear house rules on what it's allowed, what's not allowed, because everybody is going to try to push things. And if you don't have house rules, you cannot say, "Oh, they didn't follow them," because you don't have them. So be clear on your house rules, guys. Okay. Now, what happens when you already have a bad guest, a guest that was already went through your house, and you have to review them? And we have all sat there where we're like, oh God, how do I go about writing this? Wait 24 hours, at least 24 hours, if not a couple of days, for you to calm down, for you to not be so heated in the moment. It happened to me once where I reviewed a guest as they were, she had left a bag in my house and they were coming back to pick it up. And she totally disregarded my time. And I was so upset. I reviewed her there, and I was so pissed about the whole situation. So I'm gonna say wait 24 hours at least. Get a second opinion from a friend of yours. Ask them if you're if they could read your review and what are they saying and is it a good review. All right, and get the facts. I know it's really hard to be emotional to just go into the emotional side of a review, but the reality is they're probably careless or clueless. They didn't lock your door not because they are disrespecting your home, but because they just forgetful and they don't do that in their house or something like that. So, you know, it gets um it gets ugly. All right. So I am, guys, I'm gonna stop this webinar here because it seems like you guys are having a lot of problems. All is good. Okay, so it's all good. Because let me just check for my guy Lou. Lou, if you can hear me, I think it's okay. Can you hear me and see me? Um. Okay, so remember that there's guidelines on content. You cannot be extorted or anything like that. I am in a really, really. Let me just. I'm testing with somebody to see if this who's listening to me. How about it sound?
Yeah,
Um, so the question is, how do you go about welcoming the right guest? Um, and the whole thing is this: it's you have to know your rules. You have to know who do you want in your house. You have to know, be very clear about it. Okay, so it's 4 a.m. here, and I got up especially for this. Okay, Fiona, I'm continuing. So you have there a little bit of how do you deal with your bad guests? How do you go up from an inquiry to dealing with somebody in your home to reviewing them? So how do you welcome the right guests? You go about feeling calm when you next walk in, and I could give you some amazing tips by doing that. If you come over and pick my brain, come to and talk to me and hire me to go over to how to maximize your price, how to write your photos and captions, how to do headlines and names, and how to do house rules. House rules are important, and I know of a lot of hosts that do not have house rules. And guys, house rules saying, um, please respect my home or treat it like the golden rule does not apply. That is not a house rule, okay? You have to be clear. So we will talk about that and much more. So if you do hire me, I also give you a guidebook template. All right. I don't know what Wendy said. What if they agree to everything in your listing and once they arrive they start complaining? Well, Wendy, what is it that they're complaining about? Let's talk about that. Now you see me in the dark. Let me try to throw a little bit of light here. So let's get a couple of Q&As. Hi guys. Um, okay, I'll stop saying home. Sorry about that, Susie Ray. If it bothers you, I will try to stop saying home. I am just in a really loud place at home. Well, Elizabeth, what happens is what are the house rules that you have? Are clear and concise? So I don't know why you're getting your webinar from the beginning. I find so many people not cleaning up after themselves, particularly the kitchen. One of the things that I have done that keeps the kitchen clean is to actually keep it clean myself. So they know to keep it clean themselves. And I just tell them, hey, it's communal and please keep it clean. Susie Ray, thank you so much. I know that in a bar bathroom will be better, but unfortunately the bathrooms in New York and the bars are tiny. I actually consider going in the bathroom. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm way too close. All right, look, guys, I am going to stop this presentation right here, right now, because it doesn't seem like you guys are getting much value unless you guys throw me some more questions and I'm going to answer them to you. At least wiped out. I know that you stated, and maybe you say it on your house rules, but talk to your guests and have a communication about them. Well, how I pick the right guest, it starts with the inquiry. I'm very clear about who's my guest, who's my ideal guest. I got an inquiry the other day from these guys that they were like, oh, we're a nice group of guys from Harvard. We're coming down to New York. And I was like, look, guys, I'm a family house. I live in Park Slope, which is a family household. And they kept trying. And I was like, look, I just don't think my home is going to be the best place for you. So so I did not I turned them down because I didn't feel like they were a good fit. So you have to understand what's a good fit. Is your house childproof? If it's not childproof, just say that in your listing. And if a family comes in, you tell them, hey, look, um, I'm sorry, but my house is not childproof. I could only accept this many people, and they have to be adults. How do I deal with the late checkout guests? Well, I actually allow them to leave bags. The way my house works, I allow them to leave bags in my home, but they need to exit the space by 11 a.m. And I'm just clear. I tell them the day before, and I say, look, guys, I'm sorry, I have a guest already arriving that's already booked from before. I give myself enough time. I give myself 5 hours from one guest checking out to one guest checking in, so I have the time. Okay. um Look, if you have some issues with your descriptions, what you have to do, if you have some imperative issues on it that are clear, like one of the things that I have is my house is a smoke-free home. So what I do is on my email to the guests, I tell them to, one of the things I say is, please note my home is a smoke-free home. Okay. All right, how to handle the needy prima donna who needs a lot of time with many questions and issues. Okay, I understand about those. What I have done is created a guidebook that has a lot of information, so everything is answered. In town after leaving this morning with their baggage by the front door. Since I erected that, people check out on time. Oh, I'm sorry, Louis. Let me see, what is it that you created? I have to consider charge through the resolution. Yeah, exactly. You could also charge, and Airbnb has it now where if a guest overstays from checkout time, you could charge them. You know you're on camera, right? You know you're on camera. Just to let her know. So yeah, so I do work. Uh, Well, Susie Wade, I mean, I've had guests, let's say they book for two people and my place holds up to six. And then they tell me, hey, more people are coming. But they do tell me, and I do charge them, I change the reservation accordingly. But I have never had a guest show up with more guests than they booked at the door. One of the things that I do is that I send them an email about a week before arrival with the amount of guests. So I'm very clear. Your communication has to be very, very clear. How do you get the template for my guidebook? You hire me. I'm actually doing a different session in Paris, Peter. I don't know if you are in New York, and I'm doing a really great session which I'm gonna do as a webinar later on. But it's all about reviews and how to pull data and everything else. I don't charge for late checkout, but it depends on what's the late checkout. I mean, look, the other day I had guests that asked me if they could check out at 1 o'clock, and I was able to work with their schedule, so I did it. So I mean, I work with the guests. Um, Yes, exactly, Louis. That's one of the things that I do is every communication with the guest should needs to go through the website, through the platform. Do not communicate with the guest. And if you communicate with the guest in person or you send them a text, you want to reiterate like this is a confirmation of what we spoke, just in case you have any issues, especially with a difficult guest. Okay. All right. The guidebook looks really good. Thank you, Julie. Actually, the guidebook is an amazing. I'm gonna do a whole webinar about that. It's gonna be maybe for the beginning of the year. It's gonna be all about the guidebook, and I'm gonna like show you guys what I write on my guidebook and actually offer it the guidebook templates as a service that you could just download and use and buy. All right, guys, it is crazy back here. Let me just point the camera on my computer to where I'm at. You can see all the Airbnbers behind me. Yay, Airbnb. Yay. It's a whole room of people that are hosts just like you here in New York who are trying to just make a living, and hopefully the city will not be finding us $50,000, which is what they want to do. It's really, really bad. If you are a host in New York, and I'm going to say this to you, if you're a host in New York, guys, and you are using and you're offering a private apartment, which is a complete apartment, and you live in a multi-unit building, meaning 3 families or more, and you're not there with your guests, it is illegal, and they're going to come after you. The city is really crazy, okay? It is really, really busy and really they're coming after us. Okay, so please, can I why I'm speaking at the city council, because I testified on behalf of Airbnb that Airbnb saved my home, and I actually testify about a story about a friend of mine who uses Airbnb to pay his bills just like I do, and how is it that we're making a living with Airbnb and how it supplements our incomes. Okay, $10,000, $100,000 in the bank. Nick, you think we really could afford $100,000 fine? I don't have it like you do. I have like 2 little listings. I don't make that much. All right. Yes, if you own the building and it's a 2-family home or it's a 1 single family home, yes, it is allowed. You could rent out an entire apartment. They don't come after you, not yet. Okay? Yeah, Jack, you could totally tell them, blame the cleaning people. I mean, and look, I was at an Airbnb where it was like, they had a different checkout time on their site, and on their book they had changed it. So we thought it was at 11:30 and it was at 11, and the cleaning people were there, so we like rushed to get out. So, okay. Supplements is the word Evelyn don't use to make a living. Really? Okay. I don't know if this is there's different states that are doing different things about it. I know New Jersey is accepting Airbnb as a platform, and they will create some sharing economy. Portland created a sharing economy. San Francisco is having a really big issue, and I hope that if you're in San Francisco, you go to vote on Tuesday for against Proposition F, which is what's happening over there. Okay, so guys, I'm so sorry. I would have taken more Q&As, and I wanted to do the listing review, but I'm just not. It's not conducive where I'm at. I'm gonna do this webinar next week. I hope that you could come back to it, and I will be more calm and collected, and be able to. I will try not to use too many hums or anything like that. Okay. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and I know this is a short and sweet one, but we will talk next week. All right. Thank you, guys.